Hello and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, FPL Logan Roy, aka Alf, coming at you live on this Thursday, the 4th of Jan evening. It is absolutely raining cats and dogs here in London. It is not nice. It is very cold. A couple of people in the chat. Lewis, our old pal Lewis, good evening. Good Stevening. How are you? Good to see you. I have a couple of drinks with me this evening. Before we get into it, always worth getting into the drink sitch. I've got 3 flavours of Aqua Libra, not a sponsor. I got a little cucumber with mint. I have a very nice raspberry and blackcurrant, which I'll get into in a bit. And then finally, from an Aqua Libra standpoint, I've got some blood orange and mango. Delicious. I'm set. I've got a peppermint tea, which is looking a little fuzzy on my camera there. And then, just to top it all off, I have some ice cold water. And there we have it. Hydration. Hydration is free. Anyway, welcome to Wildcard FPL, where strategies are dissected and dreams are built. My name is Alf. I'm here to host this evening. I will be filling in for my bro Steve. We're kind of taking it in turns to go live and have a deep dive into all things Twitter. I've got the chat on screen here, which should make it a little bit easier. Lewis, good to hear you. Good. I'm good. I'm great, and the family as well. Thank you for asking. Everyone is good over here in the Churchill household. Mrs. Churchill is also here in the chat somewhere. If you wanted to say hi, please do. Say hi to Lewis and the folks out there. But thank you so much for joining. We're live across YouTube. We are live across Twitter. First time doing this. So again, we're trying to up the ante every time on these live shows. I'm trying to make them a little bit crisper, a little bit cleaner, a little bit more professional. Kind of learning on the fly. So if you like what you're seeing, please do give it a like. Please do give it a subscribe. Really appreciate it. So greetings, Chris Irvine. Hello. Thanks for joining. Great to see you in the chat. So for those of you who aren't aware of what we do here at Wildcard FPL and these kind of Twitter deep dives, what we're going to be doing is, as you can see on screen, I've got my kind of Twitter window. We're going to be diving into what the community is talking about. Lots happening at the moment, despite there being no game week. It is a little bit boring. I don't know if you guys would agree or not, but I'm a bit bored. So I'm missing FPL. I'm missing the Prem a great deal. Nothing compares. Nothing compares to not only the Prem, but this absolutely crazy game that is FPL. So hopefully I can kind of keep you guys a little bit entertained before the matches start. I think the next game's on the 11th. I might have that wrong, but we'll get into that in a little bit. So yeah, let's jump into it. So as you can see, I've got the window here, Twitter window. And what I've done is I've bookmarked this time. I've just getting a little bit more organised with these. So I've bookmarked some tweets that I thought were really interesting from today. Nice way of doing it. So let's jump into it. So the first one we've got here from FPL Papa Lee. Tony coming in, works perfectly in a swap for Solanke. Yeah, I'm not so sure about swapping out Solanke for Tony. I don't know if you guys would agree with that in the chat or not, but Solanke's pretty nailed for me, and it just feels like super risky to be bringing in Tony at this point. It just seems a little bit risky. But, you know, each their own. It might pay off. Also, I think he might be going to Arsenal. That's the thing, isn't it? I believe he's going to Arsenal. So why would, just putting it out there, why would FPL Papa be getting in Tony right before all this transfer stuff's going down? Hasn't played Premier League for a while. Seems risky. But and also Brentford aren't doing that well, so all these things need to be considered. I won't be getting him in. If you wanted to send me your team, so Lewis, if you fancy sending me your team in Twitter, please do. Chris, same to you. If you fancy, I could bring it up on screen here. We can get into it. The handle is at FPL_Logan Roy on Twitter /X. I don't know what to call it nowadays. Is it Twitter? Is it X? Who knows? But either way, let's give that a nice sort of like for FPL Papa. And moving on to the next one. Oh, I saw this one. This is really nice. Steve Burt is in the chat. Good Stevening to you. Nice to Steve you. Yeah, got to wait on Tony. I totally agree. I couldn't agree more. I think he has to be. We have to give it a couple of weeks, at least a couple of game weeks, to see what he's about. Brentford might need him more than ever at this point, so it may all work out, but we'll see. I saw this tweet earlier, and I thought this was really nice and super interesting. So I'll just read this out. Here is the talisman for every Premier League team this season so far, game weeks 1 to 20, sorted by the total points they've scored from goal involvements this season, goals and assists. When picking an attacker, these are the top considerations from each team. Continued below. Yeah, so if we get this up, this is nice. This is what it's all about. This is why we do these things, guys. This is because, this is gold, right? I mean, as you can see here, I believe this is ordered by the most points scored. So as you can see, Salah at the very top. And then on the right here, I think this is super interesting. So one thing that Steve and I always chat about is this formula that we think is the right way to go. And that would be, are they on pens? Do they have Europe? Are they nailed? Are they going to play 90 minutes? These things are just things to consider before you even start to think about getting someone in your team. So for example, like Salah, absolute perfect FPL asset. And this is testament to that, right? So top of the heap here, Salah, Son, Haaland, the 3 best FPL assets. We all know that. But then when you go in a little bit deeper, you can see there are some pretty nice picks here that perhaps you wouldn't consider. Elanga, he's not on pens. We spoke about Elanga actually. I think my camera's gone a bit fuzzy. I'm going to get a new camera, guys. It keeps going a little bit fuzzy on me, so I'll work on that. I'll get sign off from the wife. Elanga, I do like him as an asset, and actually he is one of the most transferred players in for this game week, following the game week we just had. The issue I have with him is that he's not on pens, right? So I believe Gibbs White and Elanga are probably around the same sort of bracket price wise. I just don't think it's worth going for Elanga over Gibbs White, and you're not going to go for 2 of them, are you? So. Some interesting. João Pedro. I know that it can be quite difficult because he's not nailed, and lots of people had some hurt from him at the beginning of the season. But he's on pens, playing for a Brighton team that really do need goals, and I just think that he might be worth a punt. But yeah, this is good stuff. Steve saying, "Don't talk to me about Elanga." Steve, tell us why the Elanga. Why are you not feeling Elanga? Where's Darwin in that list? Yeah, Darwin's obviously not on the list. So this is per team, right? So Salah's going to be the main man. But I don't think you were being sincere then, Steve. That's quite clearly a joke. Darren Noodles, as we like to call him, is nowhere to be seen in this list of heroes. This really is a list of heroes. Apart from when you get to the bottom, I mean, Sheffield United, Archer, these colours don't look too good. All right, we move. So this is kind of the gist of the show. We kind of go through FPL, Twitter, and just see what the community's chatting about. As I said, I've bookmarked a couple of tweets here. United spent 170 mil on 2 right wings. Yep. Oh, we shouldn't talk about Man United. Steve and chat and admin, let's not talk about Man United. It's not right. They're hurting. We don't need to chat about it. I saw this earlier as well from Andy. If we click on this, you can see Ben Krellin is the author of this tweet above. So the FA Cup this is really important stuff. These are things that I don't really get my head around until I really have to. But it's good to actually kind of dive into this a little bit early so you can make some plans. But I'll just read this out. The FA Cup third round starts tonight with Palace versus Everton. The FA Cup will definitely cause blanks in Game Week 29. Game Week 29 ties will become blanks if either team reaches the quarterfinals round 6. The most important tie of the weekend, if you care about blank and double game weeks, is Arsenal versus Liverpool at 4:30 on Sunday. A Liverpool win would give them more than 50% chance of doubling in game week 25, blanking in game weeks 26 and 29, and doubling in game week 37. A Liverpool loss would probably give them more than a 50% chance of not having any blanks or double game weeks this season. Liverpool are scheduled to play Everton in game week 29, FA Cup quarter-final weekend. So Everton losing to Palace tonight would make Arsenal versus Liverpool even more important. The big thing there, I think, going into me selfishly, is do we get Salah back in right after AFCON? Because I'm not so sure. If there are going to be some blank game weeks, then that's something we all need to consider, but worth noting. A couple of new faces in the chat. Is that Lo-Fi's? Thank you so much for joining. Make 2 early transfers to avoid price rises. Worth it or not? Yeah, good question. I actually got Bowen in early, way before the Brighton West Ham game, or West Ham Brighton game, should I say. I don't normally do that, and I've actually got my team. I'll bring my team on screen so you guys can take a look. So I got Bowen in for Salah. I did that about 3 days ago. As I said, I'm not really one to make early transfers, but I did it because of the price rises. And obviously, I was very sure that Salah was not going to be around, so I was quite comfortable making that. I don't know if I'd do 2. I think that's a little bit risky. If you have 2 free transfers, I may do one. Again, it's a sure thing that both Son and Salah and the likes of Kudus and Huang, right? Like these guys aren't going to be around, so. There is a little bit of risk still, but there's an echo, is there? Oh, sorry, one sec. Let me control that.
How's that? That should be better. That should have fixed it. Hopefully that's fixed it. I'm pretty confident it has. But thank you for pointing that out, FN. That's really appreciated. So I would say that, I believe I've sorted the echo out. Hopefully that's resolved it. Let me know though. So I would say that from my perspective, I think perhaps doing one free transfer and then saving the other just in case. We're still not sure about Haaland, right? So that's obviously going to be the big news coming into the next game week. Awesome. Good to know it's fixed. Thank you so much. We solve problems here, and you guys helped me, so I appreciate that. Just to answer, sorry, kind of long-winded there, but just to answer your question, Lo-Fi's, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I would say that if you've got 2 free transfers, maybe get Bowen in early if you haven't got him, and just wait on Haaland. That would be my take. I had 1 free transfer, so I am waiting on Haaland, and I will do a -4 to get him in. The cool thing about my team is that I can actually do a straight swap for Archer to Haaland, which will give me all sorts of benching headaches, but I'm kind of willing to go there. So that's my kind of plan going into the next game week. I'm going to, if Haaland's not back, I'll leave it. If he is back, then I'll -4 him in for Archer. Let me know what you think of that, and if you have any tips for me, any thoughts on my plans. My team's looking pretty good. I've got a Stupinan in early. Really happy with that. I got Son out early as well before the previous game week. I got him out for Foden, so that was a really good move in the end. So looking good. I'm feeling quite good about my team right now. Thanks again for letting me know that the sound's fixed. Awesome. Appreciate it. Just want to say thank you so much for joining, everyone. Again, this is Wildcard FPL. We're kind of new to the block here. If you could like the video, that would be really appreciated. If you go a little bit further and subscribe, that would also be really appreciated. We absolutely love that. Makes our day when we get a subscribe. So please do. And we're kind of here just to go through what the community is saying, have a deep dive into Twitter, and just kind of have a bit of a hangout on this Thursday evening. So let's go back to
Twitter, and every time I do a new scene, I'll just make sure my audio is looking good. This is looking good on my side. So let's go back into my bookmarks. So that was a nice little tweet there from Ben Krellin. I think the main thing there is that we should definitely be keeping an eye on what happens in these cup games and making sure that we're planning. I'm wondering if I need to bring Salah back straight away, given what I've just read. Let me know what you guys think. Cool. Doty. Lots of people have been talking about this guy. He's having an absolute banger. Look at that. 8 points, 0 points, 9 points, 7 points, 9 points. That's ridiculous. 4.4 mil defender. That's ridiculous. That is a player that I think we should actually start having a look at. I will certainly be doing that. 4.4 mil, obviously nailed, and he is quite clearly a bit of a hero. So, what do you guys think of that as a potential buy if you need a defender? I think most people will be looking at Stupinian, but yeah, I like that. I appreciate that. Marcin, this guy. Joe C is in the chat. Joe C, how you doing? He looked incredible against Chelsea. Yeah, awesome. I think that it may just be keeping an eye on this chap. Doty. I don't know how to pronounce it. Doty? Doherty? Is it 2 syllables or 3? You guys let me know. Again, thanks so much for joining, everyone. Really appreciate it. We're live across Twitter and YouTube. First time doing this. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of strings to pull. But I'm having a ball. So yeah, please do give it a subscribe. Really appreciate it here at Wildcard FPL. How's your FPL season going? And this is Monsieur Ben Affleck just fumbling some presents there, it looks like. Martian's not having the best of FPL seasons. He actually quit a few weeks ago and then he came back. But he is just a meme lord. This guy, I don't know if you are aware of this chap on Twitter, but he's absolutely fantastic. Keep it coming, Mr. Martian. I've got some notifications. Salah out, Saka in from Lewis. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, Saka's a good pick, 100%. I've already got him in my team. I think he's just a bit of a no-brainer. Just kind of ticks along nicely. What do you think about Porro to a Estupiñán? Yeah, I mean, I really like Estupiñán. I also really like Porro, so I've got both of those players. That would be tough for me. If it's me, I would want both. That would be my take. I wouldn't like to sell Porro. FPL Eric. FPL Eric is in the house. Hello, sir. Thanks so much for joining. Doty make a lot of crosses as well. Yeah. We'll have a price rise today. I didn't see him on the price rise sheet actually today, but yeah, he's definitely someone that lots of folks are talking about at the moment. And yeah, FPL Eric, thanks so much for joining. Give us a like, give us a subscribe if you could. That would be lovely. Helps with the algorithm and all that. FN, almost a guaranteed transfer in with his double against Bournemouth and double against Liverpool coming up. Yeah, fair enough. So Doughty, guys, he seems to be a bit of a no-brainer asset for us. Let's all keep an eye on him. Check out my team from Lewis. Have you sent it in? Did you send it to me in Twitter, sir? I'm not seeing it in my notifications. Send it through and we'll bring it up on screen. And if anyone else wants to send me their team on Twitter, we'll get it up on screen and have a look at it. That's what we're all about. So I'll go back to the bookmarks. Again, I've organised all the tweets that we're going to be going through in my bookmarks here. Again, we're just kind of trying to make things a little bit more professional, a little bit more organised, kind of learning on the fly here. Okay, so Focal, the hero that is Focal. This is cool. Apparently I share the same team with 20 others. One of them is rank 977. I've seen quite a lot of these tweets. Okay, so Live FPL have a rank page. You can now see exactly how many clones you have. So you can go on there, pop in your FPL ID, and it will tell you how many people have exactly the same team as you. Is that something? I don't know. I don't know if that's something that I need to take a look at, but it might be quite interesting. My team's a little bit template, but I've got a few differentials out there as well. So I actually feel quite good about my team being a little bit rare, but maybe I'll do that later. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Lewis, starting with Walker, Virgil and Gabriel at the moment, Porro and Branthwaite on the bench. Yeah, I wouldn't... let's get up some fixtures because that's quite a lot for me. Lewis, you're the man. Like, you've got a seriously fantastic rank. That just seems a little bit too kind of centre back for me. That kind of line up on from a defending standpoint. Okay, looks like you've sent me the team. Let's have a look. Cool. Okay, Lewis's team. Let's go. It's actually a little bit better when I don't expand it, so let's do it this way. Okay, cool. So Edison, yeah, Lewis's team is crazy. Okay, so Edison in goal, Walker, 2 clean sheets last game week, Virgil, Gabriel, Diaby, Saka, Captain Saka. Love that. I will be at that game. I'll be at the Emirates watching that game live. So I was thinking about doing a Saka cap. Yeah, I like that a lot. Palmer, obviously. Diaz is a good pick. Salah going out. I see Jota is in high demand as well, but yeah, Diaz looks great. Cunha's been incredible. Watkins, Solanke. This is a great team. I actually don't know if you'd need to make a transfer. I just don't know if you'd need to make a transfer on that. I mean, there's like Richarlison. He's a player that I've got my eye on. He's on pens for Spurs. Will be their sort of front man now that Son's away on pens. So Richarlison might be someone you could perhaps think about there. But as I said, Lewis, you're absolutely killing it. So whatever you tell us what to do. Good stuff. Okay, let's see what the chat is saying. And now let's go to bookmarks. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us live here on this Thursday evening. It is a pleasure to be here, an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for taking the time. We're kind of new to this live streaming stuff, so it really is something I look forward to and really enjoy being here. And I love this community, and this is what it's all about. So thank you. Okay, cool. FPL fella, I'd happily give up FPL for England to win the World Cup. I saw this tweet earlier, and I was thinking about it for a while. If England were to win the World Cup, would you give up FPL? That's hard for me. It's hard for me to answer that, but I would absolutely love England to win the World Cup. It kills me that we've not won it since 1966. I was at a Christmas party not so long ago, for work obviously, and there's this lovely Italian guy called Matteo who I work with, and he'd forgotten how many major trophies they had won in the last 50 years. He'd forgotten. And he's like a fan. He's like a Italian football fan. And I was just like, you've forgotten how many trophies. Like, he has no idea how hard it is being an England fan. Surely not Solanke out when he has a double coming up from FN. Yeah, totally agree. I totally agree. I don't like taking Solanke out. This is why I am going to get Archer out for Haaland. That's my plan. I completely agree, FN. I'm with FN. Find another way to get Haaland in. If you got Darwin, sell Darwin. If you got Darren Noodles, sell Darren Noodles. Elise's injured. I read today that Elise can play for 4 different countries if he wanted to. And he's said publicly he does not want to play for England. So there's that. All right, let's go back for some marching news. FPL Twitter when there's 10 days break and no Premier League this weekend. Yeah, this is exactly what it's about. It is a ghost town. This is why I'm here. This is what we're here. We're here to serve in this way, guys. We're here to fill the gaps, the gap in our lives when FPL goes away. Totally agree. FPL managers trying to replace Salah and Son in their teams. Yeah, I know this clip. We cannot replace him. Yeah. For sure. But I mean, if you think about it, you can replace them. For example, getting Bowen, getting Richarlison. But yeah, it is going to be hard without those two. It's going to be so interesting. My plan, I don't know what you guys are thinking, but this is my rough plan. I'm planning to go without both of them. I've already sold both. And then I'm going to wildcard them back in. I'm thinking maybe wildcard around game week 25, 26. Which will give me just over 10 game weeks having done my wild card. But we'll see what happens. Like, you can plan in this game, but it really isn't worth it. Perhaps looking at in a few weeks and seeing how they got on in their respective tournaments. FPL Eric, great to see you live. I think I lost the egg bet with you. So do you want to double or quits? Should we go for a full dozen, Eric? Why don't we do this? Okay, why don't we do this? We're going to do double or nothing, okay? Whoever gets the most points by the end of the season, whoever gets the best rank by the end of the season, 12 eggs at stake. 12 eggs, a dozen eggs, Eric. It's great to see you too as well, my friend. I know we've been kind of chatting on Twitter here and there, so it's great to have you here. Really appreciate it. And we're actually thinking about getting some people on live as well. So Lewis, I'm hoping we can get you on over the next few weeks as a guest. We're going to try and make it a call-in show or get someone in using some tech. We'll figure it out. But yeah, FPL Eric, FN, Chris, if you guys fancy getting in on the stream at some point, we would love to get you on. So let me know. FN, I was very close to making an early move for Elise so I can bring in Haaland. Yeah, good. That's it. I brought in Bowen and then he had to play Brighton and I was like, what am I doing? I didn't even wait until the end of that game week. I was freaking out. Fortunately, I had Estupinian and Areola in my team, so I netted 17 points from those two players. But the thing for me was making sure that Bowen wasn't going to get injured in that game. Fortunately, he didn't. So yeah, I can completely relate with that. Good to see you didn't get him in. Lewis, I can't always bring Solanke back. Yeah. Yeah, you could just go without Haaland for a couple of weeks. There's actually a tweet that I'll bring up now, actually, that I saw earlier, and it's regarding Haaland, and it's quite interesting. It's Haaland after he's been injured. His returns. Here it is. Okay. So on Haaland, I think that we could actually go a few weeks without him. Wait for him to get back, because this is the reality. Okay, so I hope you guys can understand this, right? So 1920 season for Salzburg, 1920 season for Dortmund, so on and so forth. These are the injuries that he had during that time, and then these are the returns that he got following coming back from those injuries. So, based on this data, if you believe in data and you believe in trends, then this could be something to go by. Perhaps we don't need to be thinking about prioritizing getting him back. I think it's all about this FA Cup game that's coming up. If he starts and plays and scores, then he's obviously going to be back and he might be on fire when he comes back into the Prem. But it's not the end of the world if you can't get him in, I don't think. Don't hold me to that because he could well go and get a hat-trick and ruin your rank. So don't hold me to that. But I hope that's interesting. I thought it was earlier. Right, let's just have a quick look at the chat here. Tavernier is a punt. Love that. Yeah, Tavernier's a good player, isn't he? Yeah. Love that. Okay, let's go back up here. FPL Harry, FA Cup weekend and fixtures may feel like nothing days for FPL players. Agreed. However, all of this will... Yes, this is the game week piece. And then he's done a nice little thread there. I love these threads. And I really think that they're worth a retweet, repost, whatever you call it nowadays. Because people put a lot of work into these. And they're just super helpful. Like, I won't read all of this today, but I've just reposted it. I'll have a look at it later. But it's just good to get your head around this stuff. I think it's important. So, fair play, Harry. Andy Martin, FA Cup weekend means hypothetical chip discussions are back. And then a cowboy in a cage. This is us. This is the FPL community talking about our chips. Talking about our chip strategy. You gotta love it. I'm just gonna have a little look on Twitter on my other screen here. Okay, obviously give that one a like. And we move. FPL community, with the first half of the season completed, I'm posting my journey so far. Game week 8, I activated my wildcard and sold Haaland. I shot up people who sold Haaland. Like, I was not one of those people. My take is that I just wouldn't enjoy game weeks without Haaland in my team. That's my kind of rule. So I think when he does come back, I've been planning to get him back for weeks. Like as soon as he comes back, Archer out, Haaland in. But I know that's just me. I do think there is a case to wait a couple of weeks before getting him back. Don't feel like you have to right away would be my take. Game week 8, I activated Wildcard and saw Haaland. I shot up from 1963 to 34. Rank of 34 within 2 game weeks. Game week 10 to 44, I went down to 727. Then my differentials clicked. Now battling for top 3. Who is this guy? He's 3rd in the world. Overall rank 3rd. Look at this. 1 mil. Game week 1. I mean, that is an absolute stonking season, isn't it? I'd love to be here. I'd love to be at 45,000. And by the way, my rank, if you're interested, I'm like just inside the top 200k. So I've just been flirting with that top 100k for I think about 8 game weeks now. It's really annoying me. But yeah, that's incredible. What a guy. Happy birthday to Leeds United Academy graduate James Milner. Wish he'd come home one day. You love to see this. I mean, I don't really like James Milner as a player. I've never really sort of enjoyed him. But you've got to give him props. What a Prem legend. I think he's like top for assists. Look how young he is in this Leeds kit. That is wild. Wild scenes. John is in the chat. John boy, great to have you on board, sir. Incredible. FN's been a ledge. FN, welcome to the Wildcard FPL family. That's all I'm going to say. Legendary stuff. FPL PZ, love this guy. This is my Twitter bro right here. I don't know if anyone will be interested, but if I activated my wildcard this week, this is what my team would look like in game week 21. Madison could be Jota, João Pedro, my differential. What do you think? So this is PZ's wildcard team. It's a bloody good team. Captain Haaland straight back in. Look at that. I don't know about Haaland captain, to be honest. I think see how he does in the FA Cup and kind of judge it from that. But it's a good looking team, that. I'd want Solanke. He's got Foden. Yeah, it's great. Really nice team. It's got to be said. Quite similar to my team that I have now. I don't think I need to wildcard for weeks, you know. I think I'm just going to be good for a bit. Lots of zombie teams still in the top mill. Yeah. Admin coming in there with some facts. FN, I lost my phone at the theme park 2 days ago, so I've been watching streams to keep me a bit occupied. Well, it's great to have you here, FN. Thank you. If you haven't already, please do give it a subscribe. We really appreciate it. Just for a bit of context, there are 4 of us in the Wildcard FPL family. John Root is in the chat. John's one of them. Stevie B, FPL Stevie B. He's also in the chat as the admin. And then Bear Plays, a friend of ours called Bear, who I don't believe is here tonight, but he bloody should be. Someone give Bear a nudge. But yeah, there are 4 of us. We've been doing these new formats where we go live, share Twitter, go through the community, what people are saying and stuff. Steve and I have been doing that. And then we're going to also be doing a bit more VOD content in the new year. A bit more kind of more traditional YouTube content. But we're really enjoying these streams at the moment. So this is a bit of a focus for us. I've also been making some shorts. Made some, not some actual sort of clothes shorts, but some YouTube shorts. So they're on the channel if you want to take a look. Just kind of diving into all things FPL YouTube, which has been really fun. Really good experience all around. So thank you guys for being a big part of it. Really appreciate it. FPL Stevie B here. Yeah, there he is as the admin. Just moderating the chat. FPL Cheese. Looks like Paqueta will be okay for game week 21 according to this, and Antonio very close too. Okay, cool. There was some concern about Bowen misfiring or not getting the opportunities because Paqueta and Kudus were going to be going, or they weren't going to be around. This looks like good news for Bowen owners and Bowen generally. Paqueta is back apparently. That's awesome. Love that player. He is an incredible player. Like, I don't know if you guys ever watched Paqueta play, but he is awesome. Like, he is probably their best player. Like on his day, he is their best player. I'm putting my hands up and saying that over Bowen, I would go Paqueta. Over Kudus, I'd go Paqueta. I love a CM. CM is my jam. Love CMs. Michael Essien. That's my guy. Raheem Sterling as he enters the penalty area. Yeah, this has been this has been making the rounds today. This guy just jumping over. I think this is actual. Yeah, look, here we go. 22 hours ago, a man attacked a Cork County judge in court today after she denied his probation. Just jumped over. Raheem Sterling as he enters the penalty area. Oh, that is good stuff. This is what it's all about, guys. FPL bunk. Love that guy. Gundo. Now then, here we go. This is the guy. I don't know if you're aware of Gundo, but what he does is he would post a picture from like 3 seasons ago saying like Haaland back in training, and there'd be a picture of Gundogan on the, by the side of Haaland or something like that. Just incredible scenes, and he's it looks like he's feeling that now. So honestly, what is the point in providing you guys with real info? I get slated in the comments either way. Haaland spotted in training. I mean, he can't be having a go at people, can he? Gundo. I hella respect it. Give that a like. I'd give that a love if I could, but I suppose it is a bit of a love, isn't it? I'll give that a love. FPL Consult, brackets Leon. The feedback on this video has really left me feeling quite emotional. It's got to be my most well-received video to date, so thank you all so much for the kind words. That's awesome. Look at that. Great video. Keep up the great work you're doing. So helpful. This is nice stuff. Yeah, there's lots of like new content creators on YouTube doing FPL stuff, and there are some really nice stories going about people's viewership and all the support that folks get, and we're seeing that as well. So thanks to everyone out there who supports the channel. Prop Joe with a killer tweet there. Finally catching the person who ruined my FPL season. It's a bit dramatic, isn't it? But I'm into it. Myself. Boom. Plot twist. It was himself. My camera just keeps getting a little bit blurry. I hope you guys can all hear me okay. I made the music myself. Just pop that in here. We're traveling through space in the background. Just put this all together. Again, just trying to up the ante every stream on these. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. Here's that Haaland tweet again about his injury, which I thought was super interesting. Fires, just a quick update on my overall rank since I've not been checking since post Gameweek 16. He doesn't check his rank. It's been a fantastic festive period, and I can't wait for the second half of the season. Really happy with this. Next check will be post Gameweek 24. So he just does his team, doesn't do anything, and then just comes back. And where is he? He's inside the top 60,000. Someone tell me. Someone tell me how this works. Are we making too many changes? Do we need to do a transfer? I'm not so sure. You see these zombie teams just absolutely killing it out here. This is nuts. He doesn't check his FPL. He doesn't do transfers. Inside the top 60,000. I might start doing that. I'm sick of it. Okay, let's get rid of that because it's annoying me. Give it a like anyway. FPL Maestro, 1 mil rise in 2 weeks. We take those. Yeah, wow, look at that. So that just goes to show, guys, anyone who's just having a bit of a struggling a bit, this guy's gone up almost 1 million in rank in one game week. Game week rank 65. 63,000. Game week points 101. I think John got 103, didn't you, John? Was it 103? Incredible. Game week 21 FPL musings. On reflection, buying Odegaard over Richarlison in game week 19 might have been a mistake, being too clever. Also a mistake to triple up on Arsenal. Yeah, I've always said I don't like to triple up on teams because there's just a little bit too much risk. I think 2 is my limit. I've had 3 Arsenal players for a couple of weeks now, but I got rid of Zinchenko recently. But yeah, that would be one of my main big tips to anyone out there. Don't have 3 players from the same team. It just restricts you a bit. If you've got 3, for example, I had 3 Newcastle defenders. I had Dubravka, Cher, and Lascelles for a couple of weeks, and it just killed me. Like, they weren't performing, and then because I had 3 defenders, it was 3 lots of non-clean sheets. The sheets were filthy. FN, he does transfer. He just doesn't look at his rank, it looks like. Oh, fair enough. I didn't see that. How are you seeing that? Okay, is it here? This column. Okay, yeah, fair enough. He does transfer, but doesn't look at his rank. How does he do that? How does he go into the FPL app, do his transfers, but not look at his rank? I don't get it. But I respect it. Why do people do this? You aren't celebrities. Unfollowing all who don't interact. Shut the F up. You guys aren't Drake. Superb. Joe C, what you saying? That 1 more rank rise is me. Feels good after a poor start. Joe, that's fantastic. Let me get it up again. There you are, sir. Joe, you ledge. Thanks so much for joining. That's great. Your tweet is on screen and you're in the chat. This is what it's all about. Congrats. That's awesome. Yeah, there are lots of people that struggle with this game, and there's always stuff to be said about mental health and all that, and green arrows and chasing arrows and green arrows and red arrows and so on and so forth. And yeah, I just think it just takes a couple of game weeks, a couple of decent game weeks, and you're right back in it. Good to see. Cool. I'm going to give that a repost for you, sir. And thanks for joining. Yeah, please do give it a subscribe if you can, if you fancy it. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much, and thanks again for joining. Really, really nice for you guys to be here. Okay, we've done that one. Why do people do this? You aren't celebrities. Yeah, we've done that one as well. 10 days of looking at other players' drafts while sweating on injuries because I went early on my 2 free transfers. This is going to be fun. Yeah, Negan, I saw this earlier and I completely relate to it. So for anyone who didn't hear me at the beginning, I got in Bowen way too early, like before the Brighton game. I don't know why I did it. It was dumb. I'd never do that. I always wait till deadline to make my transfers, but I just wanted to get ahead of the Salah price change. And it just kind of slipped my mind, to be honest, that they were playing Brighton. So this guy, what a ledge, what a hero, a risk lord. He's done his 2 free transfers, and now he's got, 10 days till the game week? That's mad. Respect it. The game's stressful enough, FPL comes at you fast. Salah captain misses pen versus bench Dubravka. Yes. Salah captain, 32 points, Areola 11. Yeah, this is unreal. What a game this is. This is why we love this game. Who could have seen that happening? Also, I've just got to say, I'm a little bit salty about that last Salah penalty. Jota going down, that was not a pen. I'm sorry, that was not a pen. And if it was a pen, it's a red card. It's a red card to the keeper. Unbelievable. Chai, love Chai. So Chai joined, so interesting. Chai joined our live stream 3-4 weeks ago. And there weren't many people in the chat at that point. No, we're just kind of starting out with these live shows. And then turns out he's 11th in the world. There he is, 11th. I've been chatting to him on Twitter, just kind of in messages and stuff, and hopefully he can join one of our streams at some point. But yeah, big time friend of the channel, FPL Chai, doing a killer job this year. He's on to win it. I saw a podcast with him and Harry a couple of days ago, and yeah, check him out. He's just started his channel as well. I highly recommend having a look at Chai. He's someone we're all kind of rooting for. Okay, FPL Joe. Don't know how to pronounce that. Is that like the F1 driver, Joe? How many free transfers do you have for Gameweek 21 and what moves are you planning? Let's assume Haaland is back to the squad but might not start. Yeah, it's a good question, isn't it? It's a very good question. I think I'm probably done now, but as I said, if Haaland starts in the FA Cup, I'll probably bring him in. That's my take. I will -4 Haaland in if he plays in the FA Cup. If he's not playing the FA Cup, I'm not getting him in this week. That's my rule. FPL Chai, guys, Chai's in the chat. Chai, you absolute ledge for being here. Thanks, man. Really appreciate it. Let's go back to Chai's tweet, guys. And he's got a new channel, so go and check it out. Go and give him a subscribe, because we're all rooting for him. 11th in the world, absolutely unreal scenes. And good luck with the channel, man. Like, really cool, very positive things happening, and really good to see. And yeah, I loved your pod the other day with Harry. It was awesome. A fellow Foden captain, my friend. Yes, us Foden captainers are out here. Great to see you, man. Okay, Andy Martin. Still think the England team using... Okay, this was cool, yeah. Still think the England team using only bottom half of the Prem players would still do well at the Euros. John, you'll like this. This is John Tent right here. Solanke, Tony up front. Elise on the right. Elise can't play. He said publicly he won't play for England, by the way, but I'm into it. Let's say we've persuaded Elise to play for England. Elise on the right. Eze, Cook, Gibbs White. I don't know who Cook is, guys. I'm not going to pretend I do. I mean, James Ward-Prowse probably in there instead for me. McNeil on the left. Gahey, Kilman, Branthwaite, Pickford in goal. Bloody good team. We have to win something soon. Chai, great stream as usual. I've got good luck, man. Thanks so much for joining. Really appreciate it, and stay in touch, dude. Lots of love. Negan checking in. This is great. A lovely chat this evening, guys. Chris, are you Negan? Just want to check you're Negan, because I got your tweet up earlier. Cool. Yeah, let's give that one a like. Love that, though. Bottom half England, 11. Incredible scenes. Everyone's speaking about Salah and Son replacements, but no one's speaking about Game Week 21 captaincy. The good thing that we won't have 100% EO candidate. Yeah. I've got my captain armband on Palmer at the moment. I quite like that fixture, but I might change it to Bowen or Saka. I'm going to that Arsenal game, so I quite fancy having it on Saka, to be honest. But Bowen, Palmer, Saka are my captains this week. Cook, Bournemouth, nice. I've not really seen Bournemouth that much, actually, so I don't really know too much about Cook, but is he good? FPL Consult, featured, that's another thread. I always like to big up the threads. I just think a lot of work goes into them, so I'll just give it a repost and have a look later. Some nice views here, just people doing non-FPL things. Love that, love to see that. You guys watch The Traitors? It's a pretty cool TV show. Season 2's just started, and I am going to watch that as soon as I can. Cannot wait. Love that TV show. Yeah, here's again that video from earlier. Van Persie at the 2014 World Cup. Incredible. I think I've got another one here. When content creators ask for a small fee to join their YouTube channel. Yes, this is what it's all about. Give those a like. Gotta remember to give it a like. This is non-FPL related, but it came from FPL Toast. I'm not gonna read it out, but Stephen Hawking's. I don't know if you guys have seen this in the news, but he's all tied up in some Epstein stuff. But just unreal, this sort of dialogue here. I'll repost it. Have a look on my Twitter if you want to take a little look at it. It's just unreal things are happening. Just this bottom line here. Just read that. Whilst I'll just keep it on screen for like 5 seconds. It's ridiculous. What is going on in the news? Down on FPL, 18 game weeks left. FPL managers, how's your overall rank looking? or you're standing in the mini leagues. What's your realistic overall rank target? I want 100 under 100,000. That I'd be very happy with that. If I'm outside of 100,000, I won't be too pleased. But that's my plan. What are you guys thinking? If you wanted to spam the chat, let me know what rank you're looking for, what you'd be happy with. Like if someone was to offer you like 150,000 at this point, would you take it? If someone was to offer you 50,000, would you take it? These are things. Bowen rising to 8.1 mil. Yeah, I got him in early. Is everyone getting Bowen in? Sort of feels like it. Bowen, Palmer will be... Everyone's midfield is going to look exactly the same, isn't it? Like Hwang's gone now. I've still got Decore in my team. I do need to get rid of him. Just going to do a little time check. Okay. The best assets to target. Okay, yeah, we'll do this, then I think we'll call it. Best assets to target. Game week 21. Okay, so Aston Villa have got a really good run. I like Douglas Luiz a lot. Really like him. Brighton, João Pedro could be the man. Top here. Bowen, West Ham. Elise Eze, maybe? Anyone looking at Elise Eze? FN, I want to make my way into the top 100. Yeah, I love that. That's so good. Like, very ambitious. I really, really respect that. Good luck. I hope you make it. I'll be keeping an eye on it, man. I'll be rooting for you. FN, what a ledge. Good to have you here tonight. Great to have everyone in the chat. Chris, also thank you for joining. Chris, FN. I can't believe Chai just made an appearance. That's so cool. So good. Liverpool, Jota, Diaz. Those would be good guys to have. Maybe Andreas, Willian. Jimenez is doing some things. Great stuff. Awesome, guys. Well, hey, I'm going to call it there. I want to thank you guys so much for taking the time to come and join us today. It is so appreciated. Again, we're kind of new to the block. Wildcard FPL, we're on Twitter. Our handles are around somewhere. It's at FPL_Logan Roy, at FPL_John Root, at FPL_Stevie B, and then I think it's at Bear Plays _. That's us four. If you want to follow us, if you could give it a like, that would be really appreciated. Give it a subscribe. And we will see you very soon, because I think Steve and I are going to go live this weekend as well. So again, thank you so much for joining tonight, and we will see you soon. Lots of love. Bye-bye.